opinions expressed in the following program are not necessarily those of Shaw Cable Systems or of the station. Through our access policy, we provide the opportunity for community groups and individuals to express their points of view.
Do not attempt to recreate any of these moves at home. The wrestlers featured in tonight's Gold Dragon wrestling match are professionally trained athletes. This program contains scenes of violence. Viewer discretion is advised.
Welcome, ladies and gentlemen, to Gold Dragon Wrestling. I'm Bob Leonard, and I'm joined at ringside here by J.S. McStrongarm. Tonight, we're going to bring you the first match in the tournament for the Gold Dragon Heavyweight Championship. This is an 8-man tournament, 4 matches in the opening round. It's a win-or-lose situation. The winner progresses to the second round, and the loser is out. This will go on to a third round when it's winner versus winner, and the victor in that match is going to be the new Gold Dragon champion. We have a very good opening event here tonight. To kick this big evening off, Dusty Lamborghini. He's from right here in Moose Jaw. A high flyer, a young guy, and a load of promise. He is going up against a very brash and confident Kenny Dahl, who hails all the way from Paradise, Newfoundland. He's come all the way out to the west here to take part in this tournament, and the two of them should have a rip-roaring good match.
Now, Bob, you actually caught up with Dusty and Kenny earlier today, didn't you?
Yes, I did. I talked to both of them. They're both showing a lot of confidence, and that's what makes me think it's going to be a great match.
Yeah, they had a lot to say, and we're going to check it out right now.
Bob Leonard in the ring at Gold Dragon Wrestling, and I have with me Dusty Lamborghini. He's appearing in one of the elimination matches tonight for the Gold Dragon, ultimately for the Gold Dragon Heavyweight Championship. Dusty Lamborghini is a local native of Moose Jaw. He's come a long, long way in the professional wrestling ring. Certainly a high flyer and a very capable wrestler. He is facing Kenny Dahl, a bit of an unknown quantity here in Gold Dragon, but we'll see how it works out. Dusty, what's your plan of attack here?
My plan of attack? Well, I faced Kenny Dahl a few months back, and to say it was easy, I'd be lying. The fact is, the difference between him and I've been Gold Dragon Wrestling Champion before, and he hasn't. And I think that makes me want it just a little bit more.
Well, hungry is a great weapon if you're hungry for it again, but I think by the same token, Kenny Dahl is probably very hungry for it, never having held it, and having perhaps his first chance at it in this tournament. Let's talk a little bit about your high flying. It's dangerous, it's chancy, but it seems to be an attack that works well for you. Tell us a little bit how you came to be a high flyer.
Well, if you look at me, I'm not that intimidating, I'm not that big, and I can't really slam everybody in the ring. I figured maybe if I go up to the top rope, knock the person down like that, it's a little easier for a little guy like me. Do I like it? It's a little scary sometimes, but it gets the job done. Kenny Dahl, watch out.
Sounds to me like a hit-and-run attack, and it may be one that works out just fine in the end. We'll be back in a very short time. In the ring once again, and this time with Kenny Dahl, the opponent in the first round of the tournament here for Dusty Lamborghini. A couple of young tigers, both of them hungry, and the target, of course, in the end, is the GDW Heavyweight Championship. Kenny, what do you have planned for your bout against Dusty Lamborghini?
You know what? Last time I was here, Dusty, he got a win over me. I admit that. I know he's won the Dragons Cup. I admit that. He's talented. I get it. But look at me. Look at this face. Look at this body. I am the total package. I have God-given skill. I have the charisma of a movie star. I am the future of CNWA, the future of Gold Dragon Wrestling, the next GDW champion.
All of that is fine. You know, don't be bashful about telling us about it. But exactly what kind of weapons are you going to use against Dusty's high flying?
What are you, his grandfather or something? What do you like so much about this kid? Look at him. He's nothing. I could find a dozen kids like him in the local comic book store. He's a nerd. He's nothing. If he wants to do his little high-flying acrobatics act, that's fine. He can run around me all he wants. I will chop him down.
It couldn't get much plainer than that. Kenny Dahl versus Dusty Lamborghini, and we'll be in the ring with that match very shortly.
Of John Diefenbaker to be sworn in as Canada's new Prime Minister.
We are the pulse of the community. We are your 24-hour source for news, weather, sports, entertainment, and events. In your community, we are Shaw TV.
Do not attempt to recreate any of these moves at home. The wrestlers featured in tonight's Gold Dragon wrestling match are professionally trained athletes. This program contains scenes of violence. Viewer discretion is advised.
Well, here we are with Kenny Dahl versus Dusty Lamborghini.
Interesting matchup.
It's going to be quite the matchup. These two young studs have faced before, and I'll tell you what, it's going to be a hard hitting match.
There we go.
And it looks like Kenny Dahl's letting these fans get into his head. And there's a lockup. Kenny Dahl pushing Dusty Lamborghini into the corner.
Oh. Well, you irritate him right off the bat.
I'll tell you what, Dusty Lamborghini's no slouch. He's a former GDW champion. He's a former two-time Dragons Cup winner.
Not bad credentials for a young guy.
And that's not including the time he was tag team champions with my current partner, Agent Red.
You're right.
Should I get you a coffee while you're having a break?
There's a lockup. And a headlock by Kenny Dahl.
Standard opening hold, a headlock, but there are so many things you can do from there. I think people say, oh, another headlock, but really it's so basic.
In the face by Dusty Lamborghini.
There we are.
And he's taking it to Kenny Dahl. Hard right hands, Kenny Dahl right down into the corner. And a whip, reversal.
Up.
Kenny Dahl up and a kick to the face.
Oh, that's not exactly what Lamborghini had in mind for flying.
I don't think so. Kenny Dahl grabbing the foot, causing Dusty Lamborghini to fall hard to the canvas. And a too close to count.
Out.
But if I don't know anything about Dusty Lamborghini, it's going to take more than that to put him down.
Oh, I think so. He's a tough kid. You know, he's not a big build on him, but he reminds you of a piece of rawhide.
He's just tough through and through.
Mm-hmm.
So he'll see that he takes this onslaught from Kenny Dahl. Hard backbreaker by Kenny Dahl. And just pushing the pressure down onto the small of the back of Dusty Lamborghini. Now, as someone who has experienced this personally, firsthand, this is an excruciatingly painful hold.
Not only that, very difficult to get out of. You really have, well, he's found a way maybe out.
Throwing those right hands into Kenny Dahl's face. Whips Kenny Dahl, ducks the clothesline, kick. Oh, and a hard DDT into the canvas. And here we have 1, 2, and a kick out by Dusty Lamborghini. Hooking him up for a hard butterfly suplex.
He's done now.
Another pin, 1, 2, and another close 2 count for Kenny Dahl.
Lamborghini's having a little problem here hitting his stride. Seems to get going and then gets cut off.
And look at how hard Kenny Dahl is stretching Dusty Lamborghini's shoulders back. I'm not sure a man's supposed to stretch quite that way.
Looks just a little too much to me.
And Dusty trying to get the crowd behind him here. Trying to build a little momentum. Question is, can he get it up? And an elbow, and another elbow. Off the ropes. And a double clothesline. Both men are down.
The count is on, 2.
Now, in a situation like this, Dusty Lamborghini needs to get up. He needs to capitalize on the momentum he just gained. He needs to get over there and try and pin Kenny Dahl.
There we go. Looks like Lamborghini's coming out a bit on top here.
Trying to get this crowd behind him again. Dusty Lamborghini moves. And a hard clothesline to Kenny Dahl. Here's the whip and a high drop kick from Dusty Lamborghini. He rolls him over. 1, 2, and a kick out from, that was a close 3 count.
There's the flyboy at work.
And a high cross body from Dusty Lamborghini. Kenny Dahl kicking out again. Dusty at this point probably wondering what it needs to take out Kenny Dahl. And a hard slam down to the canvas by Dusty Lamborghini. The flyboy going up again. I don't know if that's right. Kenny Dahl just pushed the official into the ropes. Normally that'd be considered a disqualification, don't you think?
I would say so. It was a very deliberate action.
Well, as this is being taped, we can always go back to the... And Kenny Dahl holding the ropes.
Caught in the act. Up and
he holds
reverse.
It, flips him over. 1, 2, 3, and Dusty Lamborghini pulls it out.
There we are.
Kenny Dahl surprised. And Dusty Lamborghini coming away with the win.
Dusty Lamborghini!
And clearly Kenny Dahl is upset with the outcome of this match.
Very. That puts him right out of the tournament. He's out of the running for the title. But Lamborghini is certainly in there. And that was a very nice comeback from a tight spot.
Hey, I don't do these things, man. Kenny Dahl clearly upset.
Well, there we have the victor in this opening match of the Gold Dragon Championship Tournament. Dusty Lamborghini emerging victorious. JS, what's your comment on that?
Well, I tell you what, that was an outstanding match there, Bob. I mean, these two guys, they went bell to bell and they tore it up. But Dusty was the one with coming out with the 1-2-3. That was clear. And he's going to be going on to the second round of this tournament.
Yes, he certainly is. And talking about the rounds, let's talk for a second about the next match coming up next week. Principal Richard Pound.
That's right. Principal Richard Pound will be coming in to face, I believe he's facing Mr. Bobby Sharp, who is known as the Lion Warrior around Canada right now. And this kid has a ton of promise, but he's facing, Principal Richard Pound, who, if you know quite well, and he has nearly 30 years of professional wrestling experience. He's been a legend in Stampede Wrestling. He's held numerous titles, and it's going to be one heck of a match that's going to be next week.
This is the old pro against the young lion, and it's going to be very, very interesting.
For those of you at home who are interested in catching this episode again, you can check it out on the times on your screen. But until then, check us out next week for Gold Dragon Wrestling.
We'll see you then. J.S. McStrongarm, Bob Leonard saying bye for now.
Check us out on Shaw TV.
Do not attempt to recreate any of these moves at home. The wrestlers featured in tonight's Gold Dragon wrestling match are professionally trained athletes.
The opinions expressed on the program you have just watched are not necessarily those of Shaw Cable Systems or of this station. Through our access policy, we provide the opportunity for community groups and individuals to express their points of view.